Okay, I think we've got stream up and running. I'm going to be talking about Senjutsu today, Battle for Japan. It's a new Kickstarter. It was my game of the UK Games Expo earlier this year, and I did a video about that beforehand. Today I'm going to talk about the game itself, the Kickstarter campaign itself, and then the plan is to do a little bit of a Tabletop Simulator solo game afterwards. Now, I'm just waiting to see if we are up and running, and we are. So, if anyone joins the chat, please do comment. I'm keeping an eye on the chat as well as we go through this. I was very excited, as you will have been aware from my last video, about this game. My favourite game, probably my favourite board game, is Mythic Games' Super Fantasy Brawl. This had a very much similarity, but set in Japan, feudal Japan, with samurais. And when I played the game at UK Games Expo, I was very, very impressed with the feel of it, the speed of it, and just the card play. So it uses those card plays. So without further ado, let's go to the Kickstarter page and see how it's doing and what's involved in the campaign. And again, anyone on the chat, do feel free to join in the conversation. So as you can see, it's currently on £182,000 at the moment, with getting up to 3,000 backers, and this has only been released in 5 hours, 5 o'clock, sorry. So about 4.5 hours. So as I said, it's a 1 to 4 player skirmish game where you're playing a Japanese warrior. Could be a number of different ones, and I'll show you those in a second. It is a fast game. We're talking about 20 to 30 minutes really for a game. It's got a lot of different turning cogs as part of it, but most importantly is a card game. So the price point, exceptionally good, just like Dragonborn was. Dragonborn? It wasn't Dragonborn, was it? Dragon Bond, sorry, was previously, that I did a video on previously. Exceptionally good value, it seems. So £35, 49 US dollars for the core game. That gives you the 4 miniatures, and if you do the early pledge within the first 2 days, you manage to get the ninja as well. Snow Battlefield, which is the one that's been shown. 138 base ability cards for the 4/5 characters. Decks for those. Wound cards, bleeding wounds, and stuns, which again I'll go through when we play the game itself. And then you've got these asymmetrical characters and Kami tree cards. So these are your stances for the different characters. So you have your base stance, and then you move on to like aggressive, defensive, and utility, I guess is the best way to think of them. And your ability cards will give you bonuses if you're in particular stances, as you can see on these cards here. So green, red, and yellow. You also have little tokens to do for it. Some signature ability cards, which again have just been put onto Tabletop Simulator and not really talked about much, but these are kind of like ultra abilities, and I think you only get one signature ability per your deck. The solo deck, which I am going to be using later in this video. And then some narrative campaigns, which is really cool. So starting with Path of Ronin, it's a solo narrative game, which is pretty cool campaign. Then you got some overlay tokens, a different battlefield. These are the unlocked stretch goals so far. Some obstacles, this bridge, and actually the designer, when I spoke to him at the UK Games Expo, talked about this bridge and the fact that you're trying to defeat these samurais on a very close quarters. It did sound really quite cool. Okay, there are add-ons, so you can get an extra 4 characters with their decks. Miniatures, of course, so that's going to be available as well. And then it talks about how you play the game, so with your hand of cards, moving your stance, your Kami tree, revealing once both players have decided on a card and put them face down. Classic kind of 2-player card game, revealing and seeing how they play. Then you do the attacking, so you go through the cards depending on the numbers, like initiative if you like, and then you go through blocking and everything else. So the pledges, as I said, the core game is here at £35, and then you've got the deluxe, which is £49. And with this, you get like a slipcase for the box. Fine. But you do get metal camo rings. But the most important addition, 2 additions, I would say, to this deluxe is, of course, the neoprene mat, which will probably follow on from the normal board game, as well as a second narrative campaign, which is really cool. Which is really exciting for myself. There are reviews, of course, that you can go and see how the game plays and everything else. But the 4 samurai and the extra one as well that you get with the early bird is the student first of all, and they all play a little bit different as well. Okay, so flexibility, a smooth ramping up of aggression, and strong, straightforward attacks. Okay, so probably the student, being the student, one of the easier ones to play. Then you got the warrior. She's vulnerable to attrition-based attacks and exhaustion, but hits hard enough to put fear into him. So she wants to hit hard and quick. And then you've got the master, which any surrounding hex may be vulnerable to unusually and highly situational strikes. So he's going to have very situational cards, which will have, I believe, which will have very specific points of attack. So you have to really maneuver the master around really well to be able to use him effectively. You got the Ronin, rage fuel focused by hatred, to keep all opponents on back foot, heavy armor, turn aside the enemy blows, and keep up pressure, wear them down until they can be slain. So a lot of armor, so probably a decent amount of defense cards. And then we've got the ninja, which is that early bird. Unusual cards to escape from tight spots of the battlefield and fight on. However, beware long combats. The ninja suffers when exposed to the light of day. So again, needs to go very quick for the ninja to do well in that. This gives you a link to Tabletop Simulator. So if you want the one I'm going to be playing very shortly, you'll see how that plays. And again, I'm going to use the solo version of that. And then the team. And then if I bring it down, it talks about pledge. This is the interest bit. So in my previous video, I talked about this series that they're planning on doing with Senjutsu, which is this kind of 2-player, 4-player, 1 to 4 player, I suppose, skirmish battle game. Then Daimo is a 4X army and empire controlling strategy game, which sounds awesome. And then Yugen is a co-op narrative-based miniature dungeon crawl with about ninjas. So very different, but all set in the same kind of world, I guess, or whatever it might be. Shipping extremely reasonable, and as expected, it's a UK-based company, so UK very competitive with the US, and very much friendly. So no VATs, no special custom fees or VATs paid for surprise when you do get it. So very, very, very good in terms of value, as I mentioned before, and excuse me, for a game which looks really, really cool. It's definitely one to look for, as I expected it to be when I did my preview. It's already ramping up as we talk about it. So with Senjutsu, I think it's very much got a buzz at the moment. I think people are really taking notice of it if they hadn't done before. We're getting some more, I guess, prolific YouTubers reviewing it. So that might bring about a little bit more exposure. But certainly anyone who went to UK Games Expo will have seen this, I'm sure of it. They got a massive amount of buzz from that, which is all very good for unlocking those stretch goals, which we're trying to do at the moment. As you can see from there. Did we see the stretch goals? I don't think we did. Are they just being put on there? I think they're just being put on there. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. So the stretch goals at the moment, as I said, are here. I don't know where the stretch goals have gone. There was a stretch goal section. For some reason that's gone. I'm not sure why. But hey ho. We'll see how it goes. So what's the actual game like? Let's move on. I'm just going to open up. I'm just going to open up Tabletop Simulator and just bring out the mod, and then I can show you where you get it from, or what it looks like, as it were. Just in case you haven't used Tabletop Simulator much before, and you just wanted to know how to do that as well. Now, as I say, it's these 2-player skirmish games. I've always really quite liked them. They're kind of my games. if I look back to, for example, War of Indines as well, which I really like. That's a really nice kind of like linear. It's on a linear track, as it were. That's a beautiful game as well. But Super Fantasy Brawl, as I mentioned before, really like that. Skytear was another one. So there's been a few that have been around, but this one, just because the speed of it more than anything. I mean, Super Fantasy Brawl is fantastic, but games could go on for a little while, whereas this, it does seem like it's very short and sweet. Street Fighter as well, the miniatures game, that's relatively quick as well. So now we've got all these other games into this field. It's really quite rich, and there's so many others. When we think about narrative kind of co-op games as well, they seem to have been flooding Kickstarter recently, but now we're getting some different games coming along as well, which is really nice for the board game community, in my opinion. Also, the miniatures for this game look great as well, so I can't wait to paint them. Obviously, quite a bit to paint still so far with other things as well. And as you can see, it continues to rise as we're just talking right now. I haven't had anyone on the chat yet, just wondering if anyone else has backed this or even played it at the UK Games Expo or anything else or anywhere else, or even tried the Tabletop Simulator mod out relatively recently. Now, with the Tabletop Simulator, if you've used Tabletop Simulator before, obviously the controls are exactly the same. None of it's automated on the mods, so you've got to kind of like draw cards, flip them, and all the rest of it, and keep the upkeep. That you have to do all yourself, wounds and everything else. But they've given us quite nice kind of player boards or player areas that you can use, which helps, of course, for that. So just waiting for... Might see a bit of a slowdown on the stream now as I open up the Tabletop Simulator. And then I'll stream my screen in a second. Just waiting for it to come up. Now, I have no idea when the next 2 games of the series are planned to come out. I haven't mentioned timescales for those things, but with everything that's going on at the moment with shipments and board games and so forth, you know, this could take a while to get to our doors. And I wouldn't imagine them doing the next campaign until we're pretty much up to fulfillment. That's just a bit of, you know, my idea of what might be happening, but you know, it might be very different to that. But it could be quite a while before the next 2 games come out. But very exciting to see that they're very different. I think that's so cool. And just what you kind of want from a series of games. You want them to be different. Just like, to be honest, just like the Blood Rage, the Blood Rage, Rising Sun, and Ankh. It's really cool to see how different those games are, even though they've got similar ideas, I suppose. They've got monsters, they've got players, they've got armies. So they use those same ideas, but very different ways. Different bidding, drafting, you know, area control. All of these things are kind of like different for the games, and I like that. I like that when they don't just reuse the same game mechanic exactly and just put a new skin on it or put a different idea onto it. I like it when they change up things, which Eric Lang's quite renowned for. So yeah, game board's just loading up right now. What I'll do is just let it load up, and then I'll share the screen as we move on. Okay. Checking the live stream, we certainly might have a little bit of disruption while it's loading up. I think we're still streaming though, so that's good. Hopefully there is sound. There certainly should be sound. Yeah, I think it's just slightly jiggering as things are loading up, but hopefully we'll get back to normal. Right, so let's give this a go, and I can talk about the actual board game itself and how it plays. So just bear with me while I open it up. Ooh. Have we got Mike? Have we got Mike? Excuse me. Okay, whoops. What is happening with this? I don't seem to have control. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm just trying to bring up the right stream. Here we go. This looks better. Let's get in there. Let's get in there. Okay. And we got Mike. And we got Mike. Now that didn't work. Right, and hopefully now you can see the Tabletop Simulator mod. Just checking the live stream now. It's just on a bit of a delay. Yeah, it looks like it's catching up. Right, awesome. So this is the board. And then as we move around, we got our miniatures. So for example, I would be taking the position of, as we see over here, of Yusegi Yukamura, which I think is the warrior. Now, it hasn't talked about, I haven't seen them talk about this particular card, and I didn't play with that card. I played with this one only as the kind of core card, but it also has this one as well. I don't know if this gets shuffled into your deck, your 40 card deck. Here's your 40 card deck. You can press R over a deck to shuffle it. You've got the abilities here, so a starting advantage of 4, so quite slow. Hand size of 5, wound limit of 5, which I think is quite normal. And then basically what you do in a turn is you draw a card to your hand, play 1 card face down, reveal at the same time as your opponent, resolve the card actions in speed order, top and bottom, discard your used card face up, and make sure you are linked to your hand size. Your kami trees over here. At the moment we're neutral, and we got red, yellow, and green. We got reference cards as well, because there's things like that weren't in it before. I don't know if they're in this card deck. We'll find out when we play it. But there's instant effects as well, which can add to your current ability card or replace it. So that's pretty cool. And then what all the symbologies mean in it. Okay. When we got up here, we can play up to 2 AI. We're only going to play with the green, so let's chuck the green down. Now, to be honest, what I'll talk about what you can set up in a second. This is their deck. I'll give that a nice shuffle. We're not playing with yellow, but green will start. And I do have, the kind of AI card, which doesn't seem to be here, which is a shame. But I do have the AI card, and effectively it's got a starting advantage of 9 and a wounds limit of 5. Okay, and something happens when their deck runs out. It's only got 15 cards, so it's not like the 40 cards that we know of. We got our wounds, our bleeding wounds, and stun over here, and stun for the AI. But just to show you this mod, here are the special cards, the signature cards. So these are the students' 4 signature cards. And this is where deck building comes in, because if you come all the way over to here, go right to the end of this, and I open this up, you'll see here, example of a Senjutsu deck. You've got one, you can have 1 Jade card in your entire deck, one example of each gold ranked ability card in your deck, 2 examples of each steel ranked ability cards, and 3 examples of each wood ability cards. So here you can see an example deck build with 1 green, 4 yellow, a decent number of steel, and then, sorry, I should say gold, and then some wood as well. Quite a bit of your staple wood cards as well. Now, it'll be interesting. I don't think, I could be wrong. Let's have a little look. Yep. So we'll be able to look at those colours as we go through the deck as well, just to see how we go. Then we got an action, discard, and wounds. So we've got places we can put things on the board. I can't see that happening at the moment with the two things that they've mentioned on the neoprene map. So it looks like it's just the board here, not anything else. So with setup, you can place actually on the starting hex or an adjacent. I'm the warrior. My deck's a warrior deck, I'm going to presume. So I reckon I can go a bit attacking. So I'm going to go up to here. And I'm going to start slow. Give this a shuffle and we draw 5 cards. Right, so we got 3 wood and 2 steel. So we haven't got any of our super cards at the moment. We also get our samurai ability and we put that in our hand. It says down the bottom of this card, you'll notice as well, it does not count towards your total hand size. So don't worry about that one as well. So we want it quite slow. We want a bit of movement, and I could do with an attack. Although, this is already hard to decide what to do. So discard a card to move 1, rotate up to 2, and then either draw up to 2 cards or change Kami 1 branch. I'd quite like to change my Kami. Staggering blow is whatever my opponent's ability is. It's also an instant, and it also adds. I mean, that's what's so cool. So if you look down the left-hand side, this is where it's slightly changed now. Where was it? Yeah. So this is not an attack. It's a an attack is like with crosses through it. So this is an instant ability if you want. Must have given a wound or stun. So if I give them a wound, I can therefore stun them and push them back 1, or if I'm red, stun them and push them back 2. So that's pretty awesome. For the top action, that is. This one is viewing. Oh, view your opponent's hand. That's quite cool. I seem to want to be in yellow. I quite like the idea of yellow. Yeah, these are really nice. If successful, with the attack. So I want to set myself up and put myself in yellow. So I'm going to use my samurai. So what you would do is you put your card action face down, and then your opponent. Did I shuffle these? I probably didn't, did I? Then your opponent would place their card, and then you reveal at the same time. So I'm on 0. So they're definitely going first. They are either 1 hex away and they do the top action, or 2 or more hexes away and do the bottom action. They are 2 or more away. They still have the initiative over me, so they're going to go first. They're going to move forward 1, and then they're going to rotate. They always rotate to. Let me take exactly what it does. Always rotate to face player, move towards player's front, move towards player's back via left side. So that's the order in which it moves in AI, which is on the AI card. So that's the AI's card done. I have to discard a card. So I'm going. I mean, these are all really quite good. Oh, I didn't. You know what? I didn't read this. Switch to yellow. That was a bit silly. That's fine. So I'm going to actually get rid of deep meditation because I'm using this to do that. So discard a card, move 1, rotate up to 2. So in this case, actually, I'm going to go to the left. I know I'm slightly to the left as well, but I'm going to move up to this direction. Then either draw up to 2 cards or change Kami. I'm going to move my Kami to the yellow. I'm also going to lock this card by hovering over and pressing L, just so I don't, when I move my cami, I don't do it. Then my bottom section is draw up to 2 cards. No, it's not. Return this card to your hand for the second section. I've got 5 cards in hand, so that's all good. Now we move on again. So we're here at the moment. I might as well just put that one there because it's going to be used. Right, draw a card first of all. And we get another silver, another steel. Firm mind. Rotate 2. Move 2, rotate 2. Change cami 1, draw up to 2 cards. Change to any cami. Oh, if only I knew that was what that does. I want to be successful. Now, I just realised I've gone over to his left, which means that I'm yellow. No rotate. I want to start discarding his cards from his hands. That will give him stun. Okay, I think I'm going to do firm win. Now, obviously, I'm just going to reveal it because there's no point. So I'm in yellow at the moment. So let's see what the AI has. Oh wow! I'm so glad. They're going to move and rotate to my left side, which they're already in. So to be honest, all they're going to do is move 2 and keep here because I'm here. And it needs to be to left behind, so that's fine for him. So, firm mind is a move 2, rotate 1. Oh, okay. But then rotate 2. So I'm going to move up 2, rotate 2 to be facing there. Because I'm in yellow cami, I can do that. Change cami up to 1 branch. Now, I don't want to go back to normal. I'm happy where I am. Draw up to 2 cards. There's no point drawing cards. Oh, wait, I could draw at 1. I could draw 1. Because this doesn't count towards my hand limit. So, sure, why not? Give me more options. So I'm going to draw 1. Ooh. A double hit, that's cool. And let's discard this. Okay, I've got 5 cards. Remember, this samurai does not count towards your hand limit. So I've got 5 cards, which is my hand limit size, and we're all good. We'll get rid of that one. Then we draw another card because it's start of turn. But now we are over our limit, so now we do have to discard down. So what do I want to keep? So that's blocking. I'm going to try and hit him with this. 7 seems pretty... Or I could just do a quick stab. Just to be sure. I therefore will cause him to discard a card. And I believe I'll be able to do this, which is a pushback 1 as well. And a stun. Yeah, that's 100%. So I'm going to be doing that. So I need to keep those two. Pommel strike, I quite like the look of. So I'm going to discard this one. That makes the most sense to me. And actually, that's really annoying me. Okay. Awesome. So let's go for a quick strike. I mean, wild strike would have been better. It's 2 wounds instead of 1, but I want to guarantee pretty much this attack. And oh no, 9. There you go. Okay, he goes first, not me. Oh man, that's really annoying. Nice play though. So we've got to remember which way he's facing. He's facing absolutely dead forward. So you can try and dodge out the way. He's already got that symbol that fan symbol means that he will go up on the advantage card, which is already up already. So he'll look to see what I'm attacking. I'm attacking dead on. So he's going to move, if I can control. There we go. So he's going to move to here to get round to my left edge. That's exactly what it says it does. It doesn't. He was 1 hex away, so he's doing this. He doesn't rotate or anything like that. And that's all that he does. Now, unfortunately, I'm on green. So I get to no move. The attack whiffs. It's not successful, and I can't do the thing. So that actually does nothing. Can't believe I didn't win on a 9. I'm so disappointed. The maximum number is 9, by the way. I'm still behind him, so I'm still in the advantage, I feel. But yeah, that was not ideal. Draw a card. I was really praying that I would have got a card. Calm Defense. Right. So, any of these got to rotate? Green. Unfortunately not. Now that attacks front and right, so that's no use. So it makes sense to keep on his back. So we'll probably want to just do a samurai, I think. Draw some cards. Oh, that's so annoying. Now green gives me a lot of movement. I feel movement's more important than yellow. Oh, I'm so annoyed. And I can always, once I'm in green. So I think I'm going to start to change my cami up. So I'm going to go 0. He's still 1 hex away. Rotate, move. Oh, he's going to hit. No, he's not going to hit me. He's not going to hit me. Thank God. So he rotates towards the player, which is here. He'll move here. Misses, obviously, because he's running away from me as well. 6, and that's that one. So I get to move 1, rotate 2. So I want to keep him in my right arc. So I'm not. I think I might move back 1 and just rotate like so. So hopefully he'll be in this arc. That's what the plan is. I'm going to not draw cards. I'm going to change my cami 1 branch, so I can only move up to here, unfortunately. And then that's my turn. We're going to have to discard a card again, unfortunately, because I used... Oh, I didn't discard a card, did I? I had to discard a card to play Samurai. Sorry. So let's discard... See, this is can't change cami 1 stance, which I kind of need. So with that in mind, I might get rid of Wild Swing. Did I not? Yeah, I am facing him, yes. Wild Swing's 7 though, that's... 6 and a 5. 6. I don't know why it says 6. Oh, I can choose any number from 6 till 2. If successful... Oh, I could have got the advantage. If I only knew what the cards were. This is wood cards. So these aren't my strongest cards that come up yet. They'll be coming up later, hopefully. Change cami 1 branch to green. I think I want to play that. Do I? I'm not green at the moment, which means I cannot rotate, which is really dodgy. Stick with the plan. Stick with the plan. Draw a card. Severing card. That sounds fun. Rotate. Then, then do a bleeding wound, which is really strong. And if I'm in red, I would do a... What's an exclamation mark again? Let me just have a look. Oh, wound. Of course it's a wound. So that would be a bleeding wound and a wound. Whoa, that would be huge if I could go into red. I'm not now. I'm doing that. Okay, right, cool. I'm tempted by this, just because it's a high. Yeah, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try the 2 wounds. Oh, here we go. Here we go. 7, 9. Of course, he got 9. Always 9. Right. The good news is this is not going to matter because all we can do is rotate. So rotates towards player. It misses because it only hits from above. 3 is less, so it's not 2 hexes away. So that's all he does. So we got him. We've got him this time. So we do 2 wounds. You see the double exclamation marks. So that's 2 wounds to 1. Nice. Take that. So 2 out of the 5. Then I'm going to play this as a additional instant. Must have given a wound or a stun. I'm not on red, unfortunately, but I'm going to give him a stun card. So I believe a stun card. A stun card goes in their hand. So how do you do this if he doesn't have a hand? Ooh. Was it on the thing? Let me just check. Add a stun and shuffle. Okay, by the sounds of it, I think the stun goes into the deck. So 1 goes into here, and then you shuffle that up. Okay, so it might come out. That's always handy though. And pushback of 1. So that was the instant effect done. Remember, your cards are your kind of health as well, and your then discard 2 cards. Ooh, this is. I should have read that. Discard 2 cards. No, I really didn't want to do that. So I think we just keep this, and we get rid of Pummel. So 1, definitely get rid of Pummel, and Severing Cuts would be quite handy, but I'm not in yellow, and it is a 5. I'm going to go here and here, and I return back to my original Kame stance. Right, then then that's it. So let's bring that up. Let's draw 1 card. So I've got far less options now. Swift Mind. I can change my Kame. No, I can't. I can draw up to 2 cards though. So that'll give me back up a lot more options, and that gives me movement, but I think we're just going to go straight down with a dash down strike. Hopefully with the 6, be able to move forward and then smack in for 2 and then switch to yellow, which will be able to make me move my Kame. This one bench is not ideal, but then I could do that. Yeah, let's go for this. Let's try and keep the wounds on, because this is 2 wounds potential. Right, what are we on? 6. We're on speed of 6. Speed of 7. It's 2 hexes away, speed of 7. So he's going to move 1, rotate, move 1. Oh dear. This could be death. Move 1. Hang on, he's facing this way, isn't he? So move 1. No, move 1. Rotate. It doesn't matter, it's the same. Move 1. So he's going to get onto my front arc, which will do a wound. So I take a wound. With no defense, of course. Now the good news is... no. No, the bad news is I have to move. It's mandatory. And I believe if you've got a mandatory move, you aren't allowed to just say, I want to move forward to move him. Or do we just shift? Do we just push people? You see, I'm not sure about that. You know what? Let's consult the rule book, see if we can figure out what the nuances of that are a second, because I'm not 100%. There we go, this is the exact one. If 2 samurais collide as a result of a move, the ability card of the player that moved first is immediately cancelled and both players' stun card. So I can choose to take a stun card and get the fight off, is what I'm reading from that. That might be worth it. That's what I read from those FAQ. So for all kinds of block movement, force movement, you must fulfill a force movement effect. For example, force movement 1 of the 3 front arcs. The question is, do you have to, can I choose to take, basically my thinking is I can choose to go forward. I can choose to go forward, but I will take a stun because he's in the way. So I'm able to go to that forward position, but I think it's worth it for the 2 wounds. So I'm going to play that as that. Now I could be wrong, so I draw a stun card into my hand. It's kind of like blocking it up. I can use this. I can put it face down as my ability card, but I will do nothing in that round. But that does mean if I might be playing this complete wrong, that I do 2 wounds on 2, which means if I've done this correctly, he has 1 wound left. But again, I might, or sheaves, I have 1 wound left. I might have done this. I switched to yellow camo, and I discard this card. Okay. Right, next round. Draw a card. Ooh, emergency block. I like the sound of that. Now, all I got to do is 1 wound onto the AI, and we're facing each other. We're in like a standoff. I could do emergency block, but this is to replace, and it could be 9. So I can just pull that out and replace it with the card I've used. I have not got an attack. I can use this to draw up the 2 cards, and I could potentially go back to neutral. Yellow's not really doing much for us at the moment, although it could do with this. But what I could do is just play my stun and potentially run that. Yeah, right. I'm going to get rid of my stun. So I get rid of my stun. They've got 9. Oh, it's a block. Cool. All right. I won't need to play it. That's fine. He's up to 2 hexes away. Just does a round wild block on 9, and mine just gets discarded. Take that. Draw a card. So we're getting there. We have to do 1. Have I got an attack? I have, but it's 2 away. That's the issue. Oh, look at that though. Instant. Well, that'll be the killing wound. This is tough. They're not going to move away from me, so let's do my samurai ability. We'll go last. Let's see what they're going to do. They're going for a horizontal cut. They're going to go to my left side. So they're going to stay where their rotation is. Yep. So with that in mind, I can, now I've seen what they've got, I can do an emergency block. Oh, that's going to block the, oh no, because I can rotate. But then he can switch sides, couldn't he? Haha. But that blocks my right, doesn't it? Yeah. So I am going to do this as my replacement. So I'll just put that one over there. So I don't have to discard the card. So I'm literally going to just put that in my hand. So this is replace. Instant replace. And then it's a mine 9. I'm going to choose 9, of course. So I can rotate once. What else am I doing? Sorry, I'm just checking it. And I can move. I can't move. All I can do is rotate. So I'm definitely rotating. Now the question is, I think that blocks. It does not block everything, does it? Because all he will have to do therefore is, what's he doing? Rotate and move. Kapow. And he hits there, which won't be good. He has to move. left or right. So I don't have a choice. I can't block it. I can't block it. I've just realised. So let's not do that. Let's keep that one. There's nothing I can do, so whoops. I might as well keep that way. That forced them to go over to here, to my left side. And then it does hit me for a wound. That's my second. And that's him done. Then I do mine. So I can move 1 and rotate 2. So I'm going to move back here. I can move in any direction and rotate 2. What's my beastie attack? It's a 9, isn't it? No, it's not. It's a 3. Ooh, so maybe, yeah, we'll try it. Draw up to 2 cards or change Kami 1 branch. I'll draw up to 2 cards. I'll draw 2 cards exactly. I didn't discard a card. Sorry. I have to discard a card. So I'm going to get rid of my... kind of don't want to get rid of my emergency block. Yeah, I'm going full attack now. Draw 2 cards. Wild block and field bandages still. That was a gold, by the way, emergency block. Then return it cards. And then we draw 1 card and we're back up to our 5 cards now. 5 usable cards. Right, 1 wound. That's all we got to do. It's 1 wound. So I've got 1 attack. Used all my attacks before. I don't think I'm going to win it with 3. I've got to be honest. But if he doesn't move, then I've got a chance. God, this is tough. I haven't got a thingy. I haven't got any stun cards. That'd be really nice just to heal up. I'm on yellow. So this is moving back 1. This is the staggering blow again. Okay, I've got 2 of them. Right, fair enough. I think I'm going to just try it. You never know. I'm not hopeful. So up to 2 hexes away is correct. Eek. And he will be able to do a severing cut to me. And I will not be able to hit him. Yeah, I thought this might be a bad idea. So what he'll do is you rotate to form around my left side. And then he'll move to... Oh, that doesn't work. Oh, no, he can't hit me. Oh. No, he can't hit me. Because he can't just move forward. So in that case, he'll, as I mentioned before, move to here. Oh, no, not left side. I did say left side. So I guess he just moves it to here. And stays put. Then 3. I might actually be able to... Nope. Move forward, rotate. I'm in yellow. 1. I mean, I'd be next to him then. Not. So annoying. Yeah, let's do that. Keep him pinned in. And then nothing happens to here. Oh, I do switch to red though. So my Kami does switch to red. And that is that one done. There we go again. Taunt doesn't sound like an attack, does it? I need some attacks. Give me some attacks. Return to thingy. I don't really want to do that. I'm not yellow anymore. That's an additional. Oh, that's an addition. That's cool. That's why they're so powerful. That's crazy good. So I've got 2 addition reactions. I might just do this. Which will give me a 7 and a 6. 7, 6. Not really sure what that means. Discard to return. I don't want to return to that. Not now I'm in red. Swift Wind. Change camera up to 1 branch. Draw up to 2 cards. Move. How many cards have I got in my deck? 23. Yeah, I could do with just milling through some of these decks. I'm not happy with any of these. Yep. Okay. Let's do this. It'll give me some chances to just set myself up. So I'm going Swift Wind. I'm on 8. 1 hex away is 5. So he's going to try and rotate and hit me, which will be a stun and a pushback of 1. So as long as I'm not... If I can get behind here, that'd be perfect, which I can 100% do. Now I'm facing this way, so yep, I'm perfect. So I'm just going to move up to here as my optional, and then because I'm red, I get to move forward 1, like so. You sure that's right? Yeah, he's facing. It's hard to see the arrows on these ones. In fact, there's not an arrow on that green one, but he's facing that way. Yep. Okay, that's fine. So, I'm now facing that one. I'm not green. I then want to do the bottom. Draw up to 2 cards. I'm going to draw 2 cards exactly. I need some defense. I haven't got a cut. I don't have a horizontal cut. Is a perfect one. Change camera 1 branch. No, I keep red because that gives me some movement, which is perfect. So that's my card done. Move on to this one. So rotate 1 and miss. We're looking for that stun card very soon. I need to discard. I think I have to. Oh, obviously I draw a card first. No, I don't. No. I think I have to discard first. No, I think I do. So I'm just getting rid of all these defense cards, to be honest. So that one can go. I got all around defense, so oops. So bye bye. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So I can keep all those, and we're just gonna go straight for a horizontal cut and try and go for the win now. So I think I got him because although I'm facing that way. Well, that's true. He'll move to here. But then I go back 1. No, I can't go back 1. Oh, that's true. That's not ideal. I'm facing the wrong way, and that's the only attack I've got still. We'll just try it. We'll go for a 6. However, yeah, I'll take a stun. I'll take a stun for the wound because then it's still trigger. We're going for a 6. I'm not holding hope. This is a bad idea. This is a very bad idea. Right. Rotate once. He misses. But he's on my back arc now. Is there anything I can do? I can move forward to here, but then I'll be right on my back. I can move back to here. Or I can stay here. Now, obviously he's not in attack range, so that's not happening. I'm going to green. So I think I'll just move back here. And then change to green. And pray I get another attack card. So that didn't work again, unfortunately. And he's only got 5 cards. One of those is a stun. So I'm going to get a free attack. If I can get an attack. Give me an attack. Severing cut. Rotate. I'm not in yellow. I won't hit him. So I'm going to have to get into position. Green. No, not very fast. He returns to... He hasn't changed Cammy. So that's unfortunately a little bit... Now these I can add to it. Ah, oh, you're an idiot. I can add these to it. That wouldn't have helped me because it's a 1. So the horizontal cut would happen, trigger first. And then I would move. So that's still... Right, I have to keep an eye on that. You need to keep an eye on those instants because that can change quite considerably. Right, come on. Let's try and finish this off. It's really hard to know what to do. See, I could rotate, but he's not going to go there, so that's pointless. I would say let's hit the... Let's just hit this. Discard 2 cards. It's not the worst thing in the world. You know what? I'm going to do wild block. So he's going in with a swift mind, which is a 9. So it doesn't matter what I choose. He's going to do it. He's going to move 1 to my left flank and rotate towards me. Really putting the pressure on. I am doing the block. Don't need to do the block. But I don't move or anything. I do have to discard 1 card, 1 card because I'm in green camo. So I'm going to get rid of circling defense. I then go back to my starting camo position. I can't win one of these. I haven't won a single turn, have I? Right, come on. I can't. Right, can I do this now? Rotate 1. No. Right, I need to change my camo 1 space. Calm defense could be the way forward. Nope, it's not blocking. There's nothing I can do. Wow, this is not looking good, is it? I think I've got to do samurai ability just to start and pray I survive. I bet it's stun. Oh, I knew it'd be stun. So he's not doing anything in this turn. Now I could add these to it if I wanted to. I can change to yellow, take the initiative, and position myself. Okay, this will work. No, it won't. Because taunt is... Oh no, taunt's whatever my ability is, so it's 0. Yes. So actually, I get to move first. So I am going to play taunt. So this plays first, believe it or not, which is move back, rotate. I'm on his right hand side, but that is... Yeah, that's by far the best play. Then we do all these. So I need to discard a card. So get rid of my calm defense. I can now move again. So I'm going to move around here and rotate. I forgot I had that. I could have gone around to his left hand side, but yeah, I'm happy behind. That's fine. Dropped 2 or change the camo 1 branch. I'm going to change my camo to yellow or gold, I suppose. Then we do this top section. They return stat, it doesn't matter. But I, because I'm now in yellow, go up onto the advantage track and gain the advantage, which is fitting considering what we've just done. And then this goes back to my hand. I haven't got many cards left, but now I'm in a very strong position. But of course I get set. I'd say that stays there. I could be wrong. No. Oops. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry. I did see that. So I'm going to have to shuffle those, which is annoying. Because calm defense would have been alright. Right, so I'm in yellow. I can move. I can rotate and move. I got to try and go for the kill. 1 hex away, hitting for 6, defending for 6, sorry. So rotating 1. Then he has to move forward. Oh, oh. So maybe, where was I? Here, wasn't I? He was here. So actually, he'll probably run away. Or maybe, yeah, he'll move like that. He would have moved away. There's no way he can defend against that. Oh, hang on, was that forward or back? That's back, that's back, that's back, that's back, that's back, that's back. So, sorry, take that back. So he needs to rotate and out of the way. So he will actually rotate that way and move back that way. Therefore, defending this arc. Ooh, brutal. So is there any way I can get out of that arc? No, there's not. I'll keep the pressure on though. I'll rotate, move. It would have been a hit and a swarm, but he defends against that, typically. I presume you can defend against all of those things? It's not special, is it? Bleeding wound instead of a... I'm going to check that. I'm not 100% sure if... Considered to be blocked. Oh, that's parry. Oh, that's what that symbol meant when I had it. Okay, so yeah, it just blocks it. Okay. So that just fluffs, unfortunately. Right, grab another one. Oh, that's useful to have. What's Wild Swing? 7. Will this do it? Come on. Has to do it. Has to do it. 6. Yay! At last. So 7 beats 6. Stay where I am. Hit for 2 wounds. And... we take down the opposing samurai. Wow, that I thought that was swinging right into his favour. Took a very early lead, making a big assumption there that about something. I can't remember what it was. I made a big assumption that I could take a stun to do the 2 damage. Now that may have been not allowed to do that. I might have had to move to one of the different hexes, possibly. That's the only thing I would say. But yeah, that's a game with the solo deck. So it's effectively just how many hexes you're away, depends on what they do. That would have been brutal. If I was 2 hexes away, that's 2 wounds. So some really strong cards there. But we succeeded. And that was a little bit of Senjutsu on Tabletop Simulator, completely free mod. However, Tabletop Simulator, as always, you have to pay for. It's usually no more than £15, but you can get every board game on there, which is really nice through the workshop system, especially like Kickstarter games and things like that. And it's the most realistic to actual board games that you can get. I mean, it was amazing for lockdown. When we couldn't meet up and play games, I was using this all the time to play games. It was so good for that. Now, Whether you can use this card as well at all times, or you chuck it in your deck, I don't know. It does have the same writing as the samurai ability. So whether it replaces this red card, I don't know. It doesn't. Does it say anything about? I don't think it did say anything about red cards. I didn't know. It said nothing about red cards in here. So I don't know about deck building. They're specific ones. They're special ones. So I don't know if you keep these. I'm not sure. But that was the warrior, who's pretty. I mean, that is so good. Hit 2 in front of you. Although you have to discard a card. You got no movement. So and it's only a 3 speed. It's very slow. So yeah, it's nice. But whether you get those 2 as well, and then you have up to 5 additional cards, which would be pretty cool, and it will give it a unique feel, which is exactly what you want, really. So yeah, that was Senjutsu, which is currently on Kickstarter, and that was a little bit of a game on Tabletop Simulator, just playing a little bit solo. You can play with the other mod if you want to, which is really cool, which is just the normal Senjutsu. I might as well show you this. So if you get the normal Senjutsu, at the moment they've got the warrior and the student as the 2 decks that you can fight out. So it looks like that, but it's also got this playtesting area, which is pretty cool. So you've got your master, your Ronin, your student, and your core attack card, and your warrior attack card. I don't know why some are called core and some aren't. You got 35 cards here, which I guess you can move it in. But if you have a look at these kame trees for the student, for example, I mean, they've got a normal one out here, which is just like a vanilla standard kame tree. But they've got specific ones as well. And it looks as though they're playing around with some of these special attacks. If you look at these for the signatures. So if I take this one, for example, if you've got 3 of these, you can draw 5 cards, return 5 ability cards to the deck in any order, change kame up to 2 branches. Okay. Now to do that, I believe, is you would change your kame branch, and once you go into here, it looks as though you gain one of these tokens. I could be wrong, but that looks like that's what you do. And then you'd have to change branches to go out again. But if you go to any of these branches, you start collecting these. And then you can do these uber attacks or defenses or whatever it might be. I mean, you got all of these. I mean, look at this one. For just one of those. Oh, hang on. No, they've got backgrounds, haven't they? So this is when you're on your normal. So you can only play it. It looks like you only play it as well if you're on those specific spaces. So if you're on the neutral kame, original standard kame, you would do 2-2-1 and change kame 1 branch. Then if you're on green instead, it's 4, and it does move and search deck, draw 1 card. Wow, that's pretty cool. Discards all of this stuff. You get the advantage, change kame 1 branch. This has got either of those for defense. Change your opponent's kind of your opponent's guards all their chi or whatever they're going to call it. I don't know what they're going to call it. Interesting. So that looks cool. That looks like it's trying some different things there. We've also got a load of cards over here. Not really sure what they're for. But yeah, and then the bridge to play that kind of. I mean, I've got no idea how this is played. It looks like you're trying to take position on the bridge, perhaps. You got the rocks and everything else, which have been on the Kickstarter page. So this mod that's on Tabletop Simulator is therefore a little bit more. You can play a few different things with that, which is pretty cool. Okay, I'll leave it there. That was Senjutsu, which is on Kickstarter at the moment. Launched today, the 19th. On there for 2 weeks or something. No, I could be wrong. It might be longer than that. And very good value. It's a great game. It really feels like you're to and froing, trying to get the initiative, trying to get the advantage to try and take down your opponent. The wounds are really nice. If I show you a bleeding wound, it counts as a wound to start with, but you discard the top of your card at the start of your turn. So you're basically going to just keep discarding cards as you go through. Okay, so until next time, keep gaming.